Hello friends, welcome to another chapter of Excel training. Today in this chapter we'll learn few things about the Excel date function. But before going into the date function, first let us understand how Excel store these values. Okay, so in order to do that we'll just do an example. Let's assume I have written 1 over here. Okay, again I'll write 1 over here again as well. What I'll do, I'll just change formatting of this to date. That will be format cells, date. You can take anything. Okay, so basically 1 is represented as 1st of January 1900. If I make it 4, it will be 4th of Jan 1900. If I make it 23, it will be 23rd of Jan 1900. If I make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, it should be over here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it will be 21st of August 1994. So this basically means Excel stores dates as a serial number. Okay, now let's just make it 5. So that means 5 number, if you change the formatting in Excel basically this date is stored as number 5. Let's make it number 6. Again I'll change the formatting. Okay, so it will be 6th of Jan 1900. I'll do equal to this minus this, enter. I got 1 as the answer. So just to give you a brief, basically dates are stored as a serial number in Excel. Under this system, the date 1st of Jan 1900 is designated as day 1 and Jan 2 1900 is designated and as day 2 and so on and so forth. So basically you can also use Excel to subtract one date from another. What actually you are doing, you are actually ending up calculating the difference in days. Okay, now just see to it, like initially you had put number 1 over here, so it was represented as 1st of Jan 1900. Let's try to maybe make it 0 Jan 1900, which is not a valid number. Let's try to make it minus 1. It is giving an error. Okay, so the first date which is present in Excel is 1st of Jan 1900. Basically Excel also supports an alternate date system where Jan 1 1904 is designated as day 1. So this is basically in order to ensure the compatibility with the Macintosh version. Let me not go that deep into it. So let us focus only in our date functions. So as far as basics about how Excel store these values, so in this chapter we are also giving a PDF document. You can download that and you can understand more about how Excel stores the date. Now basically these are the date functions which we'll be learning during the course of this video, starting with date. Date function basically, it is basically used to write date in Excel. So basically the components of dates are day, month and year. So what you will do, equal to date, press the tab key. First you have to mention the year. So year can be 2011, month can be 10th month and day is 28th. So this is the way you can write date in Excel. You can again format it. You can go to date. You have various options over here the way you want your dates. Okay, you can also customize it depending upon the requirement. Like if I remove this M, it will be 20th October 2011. Let me just try to remove. What will happen? 28 October 11. So you can also use the customizing format. So this is over here, customize. You can customize the dates. So more about customizing function we'll learn in our bonus lectures. Right, let me not go into it right now. So this is the way how you'll write a date in Excel. It's a very easy thing. Again, I'll show you. Equal to date. First mention the year, then mention the month, and then mention the day. Then just simply close the brackets. Press enter. So you have the date in front of you. So this is the way you will write a simple date in Excel. Now I'll just explain you a very important function in Excel called as dateDef. But because of some compatibility issues or some legal hassles, if you use equal to date, just see, dateDef function is not shown by Excel. So dateDef function, it is not shown by the Excel help. Basically, dateDef is a very important tool which is used for calculating the difference between dates. Okay, never mind if Excel is not showing you, that is why you are over here, and we'll just explain you how this thing works. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we should have a starting date and the ending date, that is a first date or a second date. Basically, you can, by means of this dateDef function, you can find out the interval between these two dates in terms of days, months, years. I'll come to it. What is year days, year months, and month days? So basically, year days is what? It is basically number of months between two dates as if they were in the same year. Let's assume year is 2000 and another year is 2011. Okay, and we have maybe 4th month over here and 7th month over here. So if you are using this function, which is ym, or month excluding years, it will give me the difference in terms of number of months between two days, assuming both the dates are in the same year. So answer for this will be 3, because there's a difference of around 3 months, because we are assuming both the years are in the same year. So in the same way, we have also given the description for year months and months days. You can again go through it and learn more about it. We'll just focus on the practical part. So how to use the dateDef function? Let me just show you now. So what you have to do, equal to dateDef. See, you are not getting any help from the Excel as far as this formula is concerned, but it is widely used by Excel gurus, and now even you have learned the tricks. Start the brackets, then first click on the first date, comma, click on the second date, comma, double quotes, D. This is the way you will find out. Just again have a look at the formula again. Equal to dateDef B7 C7, comma, double quotes, D, close double quotes. So this is the way you will write a formula for dateDef in order to find out the difference between these two dates in terms of days. We just press enter. So answer is 4513. The difference between these two dates is 4513. In the same way, you can also find out the difference between these two dates in terms of months. For that, equal to dateDef, start the brackets. Yeah. So first date is B7, comma, C7, comma. Just see the syntax which we are using. For months, it's M. So around 148 months are between these two dates. let's do a third one, which is dated if B7 comma C7 comma years, that is Y, so 12. So this is the way you will write the formula for days, months, year. If you want to use year days, so instead of this Y you have to write YD. For this you have to write over here YM, and for this you have to write MD. So we have also given the interval strings for dated if function. So you just explore this further and learn more about it. So it's a very important tool as far as your learning Excel dated function is concerned. So you can easily find out the difference between the dates and do whatever calculation you want to do with the dates. Now, next function which we will be learning today over here is a date function. Now, date value function. Now, as we have already told you that basically Excel stores date as a number. Okay. Now, suppose you have some dates given and you want the number equivalent. Okay. Now, suppose the date is stored as text. Let's assume 6/6/2012. This is a date. Let me just store it as a text. So for that, I'll just put an apostrophe. Now this date is a text. If we want the value in terms of, so basically it converts a date in form of text to a number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel date time code. So dated value, this thing, enter. So this date, which is represented as text, the equivalent version of this date in Excel terminology is 41066. Okay. Now this is the way how you use the date value function. So yeah, one more thing, like date value function, it doesn't change the formatting of the cell. Therefore, if you want to see something other than the date serial number, you need to choose a date number format. Okay, because as of now it's a, which format we use? It's a general format. If you want to change this to a date, to click on that, it will be a date format then. So this is the way the date value function is used. Let me again explain you. Any date which is stored as a text, it will be converted to a, one sec, just a sec, let me just pause. Yeah, so welcome back, sorry for the interruption. So the next function which we will be learning over here is a there's some issue. One sec, just figure it out what why the issue is there. Okay, delete. Yeah, now it is fine, because it was showing as 19th month, which is a bit difficult. Yeah. Okay. I think I have changed the, one sec. Now it is fine. See, now in this chapter, now in this worksheet, we have mentioned about the date, month and the year formula. Now let's assume we have a date given. Date, maybe 2309 is the month, is the 2309 is the year, 5 is the month, 5th month, and maybe 23rd day. Now suppose if I want to know about the day, month and the year, what I can do, equal to day. So basically it returns the day of the month and number from 1 to 31. So day is 23, month, the answer will be 5. So it's the 5th month. And if I use the year function, so answer will be 2309. So this is the way the day, month and year function is being used in Excel. There are two important functions, like basically one is the first one is today and now. Today is how to write a today function, equal to today, just start the braces and then close the braces or the brackets, whatever you call it, enter. So now today's date is 8th of September 2012, so it is showing us the date. This is the output of the today function. If I use now function, that is now, so along with the date it is also giving me the time, current time. Okay, so this is how you use the today and now function. Basically it inserts the current date and time. Now let's learn about one more function in Excel. This is called as a weekday function. Basically it determines the day of the week. Now for this, first you have to understand one thing, like number 1 is Sunday, number 2 is Monday, number 3 is Tuesday, 4 is Wednesday, 5 Thursday, 6 Friday and 7 is Saturday. See, as of now you will be feeling there is no use of learning such formulas, but when we'll learn more advanced working with the date functions, at that time you need to use these functions, okay, to arrive at some value. And those who are already using these things, they can also share with us the worksheets which they are using at our email ID, that is neev.training@gmail.com. So suppose you have been given a date and we'll use the weekday function. We want to know, so basically it returns a number from 1 to 7 identifying the day of the week of a date. So weekday, close the brackets, enter. So result is 3. So that means 3/4/2012, it is a Tuesday. Okay, so this is the way you will be using this function. Now today is a Saturday. I'll just again try to show whether it gives the result or not. Month is 9 and date is 8th. So today it is showing as Saturday, so that is 7. Like I was telling you that you can use the weekday functions. Now let me just show you how you can use the weekday functions. Now suppose if you want to come to this text, you want to write the complete text. Instead of this 7, you want to write Wednesday. What you can do, equal to text weekday, maybe let's do Saturday. Okay, then Saturday. Okay, what I have done, basically if you just have a look at the formula, weekday C7. So I am asking Excel to find out the weekday for C7. So weekday for C7 is 7. Okay, now text 7, I am converting this text value. I'm just converting this text value. Let me just figure out where is it. Let's see, text. Yeah, so basically it converts a value to text in a specific number format. So we have asked Excel to convert this 7 into DDDD format. If I just remove one D, two D's, will be 07. If I just add 1D more, it will be Sat, not Saturday, it will be Sat. So this is the way you can use the weekday function. Now the next function which we will be learning today over here is the EO month. So basically it finds the last day of any month. The EO month function is short for end of month. It calculates the last day of any month in any year. So basically EO month function is designed so that you can look into the future and answer questions like 2 months from now, what's the last day of the month? Okay. So basically you will feel that this is a bit confusing, why you require after 2 months what is the last day of the month, but basically business people like it because it helps them set payment periods and they know when a particular invoice is due. So how to use the EO function? It is basically equal to EO month, start date is maybe this, and I'm asking Excel to find out the last day of the month after maybe 5 months. Enter. So this is not been formatted, so control 1, date. So 5 months down the line, the last day of the month will be 30th of September 2012. Let me just show you this one. Enter. In this case it will be 31st of May 2012. So this is the way the EO month function works. So instead of this 5, if you want to know about the next month, so just press 1. So like you are doing this thing in December, the start date is December, so for the next month will be Jan, so last day of Jan will be 31st of January 2013. So this is the way the EO month function is being used. Now let's learn about the network day function. Basically it counts the number of business days. Now let's assume you have mentioned a one sec. Excuse me, sorry. Now let's assume you have mentioned a start date and an end date and you want to know how many business days are there. Okay. So what you can do, equal to network days, mention the start date and end date, close the brackets, enter. The result is 129. So there are around 129 days between 129 working days between these two dates. See, you can also specify a third parameter. Now let's assume you have these two dates and you know that between these two dates there are few holidays. So this is the list of holidays. You can also supply this information to Excel so that it can accurately calculate the number of working. It's not a holiday, it should be a working days. So it will be equal to network days, start date, end date, and holidays list is this. Enter. So answer is 126. I think there is some error over here because it is showing C12, which is wrong. So it should be actually B12. It's showing C and D, so you just use the formula B12, C12, B14 and B16. You just take care of this formula. So this is the way you use the network days function in order to calculate the number of business days. Now there is one more function in Excel called as workday. Basically it figures out when day will fall in future. Now basically this is the start date, okay, and days of work is 3. So after 3 days what will be the date? So this is the result. let's assume you have started some maybe a project on this date, and you are saying that it may take around 200 days to complete the project. So estimated date for completion of project is work day, start day, days. You can also give an optional component as the number of holidays, like what you done in the network days. As of now, let me not just confuse you. So enter. So we'll just change the formatting. Date. So project will be completed on 29th of July 2013, because we require around 200 working days in order to complete the project. So this is the way this Excel date function works. So if you just go to formulas, we have covered most of the date functions, barring a few that is for you to explore. If you are finding any difficulty in order to understand those date functions, you are most welcome. You can always write to us at leave.training@gmail.com. Hope to see you in another lecture soon. Thank you. Bye.